How could Christ claim that the poor widow gave more than all if she gave the least amount? Was Jesus' statement mathematically inaccurate? Could the creator of all sciences be mistaken? Jesus' statement can only make sense if his assessment of what we give is not based on the amount given. According to Jesus, he praised the poor widow not because she gave a large sum of money, but because she gave all she had. When expressed as a proportion or a percentage, all is equated to 100 hundredths or 100%, and no one can give more than 100%. Could it be that God estimates the proportion we give based on what He gave us and not the amount that we bring? Inspired by God, Moses and Paul alluded to a proportional system of giving by indicating that those who are more financially blessed or prosperous are expected to give more, those who are less financially blessed or less prosperous are expected to give less, and those who are not financially blessed at all are not expected to give anything. This proportional system of offerings reveals God's wisdom and equity. For Jesus, 5% of the income of the richest person is worth the same as 5% of the poorest, even though the amounts would differ greatly. Thus he, Jesus, taught that the value of the gift is estimated not by the amount, but by the proportion that is given and the motive that actuates the giver. Those who in prayer vow a percentage of their income or increase to return to God as a regular offering, in addition to the tithe, no longer have the burden of deciding how much to give as offerings or when to give. Instead, the act of giving them will be triggered by God's financial blessings and not from the pulpit, sympathy for projects or missionaries, or by any desire to earn merit. The followers of Christ should not wait for thrilling missionary appeals to arouse them to action. If spiritually awake, they would hear in the income of every week, whether much or little, the voice of God and conscious with authority demanding the tithes and offerings due to the Lord. No one would probably have more reasons not to give than that woman. Besides being very poor, the priesthood at that time was highly corrupt, and they were eager to take advantage of people's offerings selfishly. Even though Jesus knew that they would later kill him, his commendations of her act implicitly confirms that his storehouse is still the place where he expects his children to bring the tithes and offerings, and that man's abuse of the gift could not turn God's blessing from the giver. Therefore, let us worship God with our offerings and put our desires last and God first.